You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 287. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
And I'm the wise elder, Jeff Barnhart.
No comment. Comic
Hey.
Reflections is brought to you by The Outhouse. You can find our show and other nifty content at theouthousers.com. And if you enjoy this program, please subscribe to us on either iTunes or Stitcher.
Okay.
All right, Jeff, in anticipation of Netflix's new Iron Fist television program,
What?
why to say it in the most old-timeyest way possible?
Yeah.
On the moving picture tube,
Yeah.
In the picture radio, we're covering a couple of issues featuring Iron Fist, the living weapon.
Yeah, I haven't seen the previews yet.
The trailers for the show?
Does it look good?
It looks pretty good.
Okay.
So we'll see. I think it'll either be about to come out or it'll be out for a couple days before this episode drops.
Okay.
Of the show. So hopefully it's good. Yay! Marvel's had a pretty strong track record.
Yeah. Love Daredevil. Have not watched Jessica Jones.
Yeah. No, it's
I have
good.
not seen that. Yeah, but I enjoyed Luke Cage.
Yeah.
It was slow, but when it got going, it got going.
I'm gonna tell you, if you enjoyed Daredevil and Luke Cage, you really should watch Jessica Jones.
Okay. All right.
And Luke is in Jessica Jones.
I just don't know anything about Jessica Jones except she has a TV show, and I had no idea anything. So
And so you can go in with a completely blank
yeah.
perspective,
Mm-hmm.
which is good.
Yeah.
But anyway, the first issue we're going to talk about today is Iron Fist number 8, cover dated October of 1976. And according to Mike's Amazing World of Comics, it hit the stands July 6th, 1976. So 2 months after the bicentennial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And smack dab into Kung Fu Fever.
Yeah.
So,
This is great. This is about middle of the run. It only ran 15 issues. I think it had a few issues in Marvel Premiere or Marvel, one of those.
Yeah. I just don't think Kung Fu is a very good comic book medium. I don't know. So, you would think it would be, but
Master of Kung Fu ran for like 100 plus issues.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but exception proves the rule there.
Yeah, I mean, all the other Kung Fu books are relatively short-lived.
But you would think it would be because it's action and people fighting and all this stuff, and it can draw that stuff. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because comics are a static medium as far as visually, and Kung Fu movies, their appeal is that fast kinetic energy, the movement. There's a lot of things you can do in comics that you couldn't do in the movies, still can't. And I don't know, maybe something that worked really well on film doesn't quite translate to great comic books.
Like, Bruce Lee's famous 1-inch punch, where you put his fist an inch from your chest and knock the crap out of you. I don't know that would be very comic book.
Well, yeah, you have to make it a little... do it in more broader strokes than that.
Mm-hmm.
And in some of that, maybe the appeal of Kung Fu kind of gets lost in the shuffle there.
Yeah.
Lost in translation.
Or maybe just the fan base is not in comic books.
Maybe it was like the fan base was of just people like spending their nights at the Grindhouse theaters.
And reading karate magazines.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a crossover.
Yeah.
I mean...
But maybe not large enough.
Yeah. But anyway, Iron Fist got his own ongoing book that ran for only 15 issues, and then they combined it with Luke Cage, Power Man, and then it became Power Man and Iron Fist. And that ran for 125 issues.
Okay.
Or it was, they changed the numbering of Luke Cage's book, which ran until 125, so it ended in like 1985 or 86.
Yeah.
Really, pretty decent run.
Okay, yeah.
So, anyway, this issue.
Right.
The cover art is by John Byrne and, penciled by John Byrne and inked by Dan Adkins. We got a really dynamic image of Iron Fist just
doing what he does best.
Swinging a punch. Yeah. Pretty cool there. The story in this issue is called Like Tigers in the Night. I'm not sure if that's a real expression.
It's something tigers,
Burning
Bright.
Bright.
Something
Oh,
like that.
yeah. Okay. This story was written by Chris Claremont, penciled by John Byrne, and inked by Dan Adkins. Now, not too long after this, Chris Claremont and John Byrne began their celebrated collaboration on the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And that is probably, I mean, it's my favorite. Those are my X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
That run and that look and those characters. Pretty solid art team. And John Byrne inserts himself into this story as well.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah. As we go through, I'll point it out.
Okay, cool splash panel. We have Iron Fist either really angry or maybe he just enjoys making a fist.
Right, and we have him as the kind of the overhanging silhouette of the story.
Yeah, the background.
Yeah.
And in front of him is a young tough wearing a tiger jacket, menacing some subway passengers.
And one of the subway passengers is artist John Byrne.
Which one is he?
He's the red-haired guy with the beard.
Oh.
And he also later gives a police sketch because he says he's an artist in the story.
Okay. We'll have more to talk about that later.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. So, Asian gang members of the Golden Tiger Chess Club, criminal gang, they talk some tough guy banter. A cop intervenes and is quickly dispatched as he is from the ineffective police academy. Why, in comic book world, why even have cops? All they do is pick up, round up the beaten, spiderwebbed, or otherwise super incapacitated villains that the superheroes leave behind. All they need is a net and some handcuffs.
Here's why they're still there. And this joke is very funny. I appreciate that. They exist to show you just how awesome the superheroes are. Because we know cops are real. This is turning reality on its ear.
Right.
You know, cops do get their man, at least some of the time.
Yeah, it's a way, and same thing with evil minions. For the hero, good minions, like policemen, show how tough bad guys are.
Right.
But it is something they do not really do well. The cop is beaten up by the Asian gang member. And you don't hardly even know there's any other gang members here. You just see him.
Yeah.
And he uses shuriken. I think that's how you...
Shuriken, yeah.
Shuriken? Okay.
Yeah.
And he grabs the cop's guns, about to shoot him until Iron Fist retorts with his foot.
Yeah, and then they do it in a full-page splash, which I love. It's great, because he just kicks him right in the face with his yellow ballet shoes. He doesn't look like a sissy at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they do...
Another splash panel.
Well, no, it's another full-page splash, the next page. And they do that thing we talked about like a week or so ago with... it was that Batman and Legion issue. There's like where they show several pictures of a character in movement, and the images from like in the transition period are colored lighter to demonstrate like, oh, that happened very quickly and he did all this stuff.
Yeah.
We need to know what that's called.
I know. I don't even know how you begin to look that up. Maybe one of our helpful listeners would know.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like we see that so often, and yet we have, in nearly 5 years of doing the show, we have never brought up that effect.
Yeah, and there's a nice one. And this panel, whole page rather, shows one, Iron Fist jumps back, hits somebody with his both feet, then he smacks somebody, his foot going backwards, smacks him on the side of the head, and then he comes and gives a low punch. Did you notice that?
I did not notice that he punches a guy in the groin.
Yeah, or very close to the groin. And then he meets somebody with a knife.
Yeah. I love backflips.
Yeah.
They're always impressive.
I'm not sure if they're technically correct, but a lot of that stuff doesn't work in real life. But who cares?
I mean, I've seen backflips in movies.
Right. Oh, yeah, but in real life faghting.
Oh, yeah, not so much.
Yeah. Supposedly, if you, like the jumping high kick, is not so good. It doesn't, there's not that much power behind it. Yeah. Supposedly, I don't know.
I mean, I think if you caught somebody by surprise, it would be good, but it looks cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, last bad guy actually cuts him a little bit, and that just makes Iron Fist angry, and he bashes him good one.
Mm.
Hits him so hard his sunglasses come off.
Oh man.
Yeah. So there's one left. One of them gets up and he pushes Iron Fist into a subway. The subway's already there, so he just hits the wall
Of the train.
moving train,
Yeah.
and gets the wind knocked out of him. Well, he's lucky; he's not crushed.
Yeah.
And,
Ugh.
he gets down on the ground, and we see him on the ground with a bunch of '70s footwear and people walking by, and it's just wonderful. So,
Yeah.
man, what a bad decade for everything. Just about.
Oh man.
And there's some good movies, some good comic books, good music, but man, fashion was awful. So
I would have rather have lived in the 70s than the 90s.
no.
Look, I was young in the 1990s, and I despise nearly everything from that decade. So it's my 1970s, Jeff.
I got you beat.
Okay.
All right. So now he says, "Oh, they run off into the crowd. I'll never catch them, even though they're wearing black leather jackets with a golden tiger on the back."
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, yeah, that's a great disguise. So many people wearing leather jackets with golden tigers.
Oh man, that's funny.
So the police come, and there's this thing. The detective gives him some tea, and he says, "This is awful tea." Oh, looking a gift horse in the mouth there.
Well, you ever see like cops like in movies? They talk to each other. Oh, this coffee's terrible, and then they drink it anyway.
Yeah, Barney Miller was a famous one on that.
Well, there you go. Doesn't this strike you as kind of
Yeah,
Barney
I think
Miller?
it is banter. Yeah, and he's smiling when he's drinking it. So, all right. So the sketch artist,
John Byrne.
John Byrne, he doesn't draw a picture of the bad guys. He draws a picture of the tiger on their jacket. I guess all the Asian guys look the same, so it doesn't matter. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, that's the impression I got.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, it's a golden tiger. Good enough. You know, it's the head of a golden tiger.
Yeah.
That's good enough description. You know,
Sure.
I don't need any more. I don't need to know exactly how many whiskers it has or anything like that. It's just, oh my God, that's fish. A pagoda looks like.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not an accident.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, but yeah, the guy hands him the sketch that John Byrne did. It's totally Abe Vigoda.
Some of these things, I'm just looking at it while we're doing this. And, oh my God, look at that. So.
Well, I mean, I didn't notice these on the first read, so
Yeah.
that's great.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we meet Bill Howell, who I think helpfully thinks of his life story, so we know what's going on. He's a lawyer with the kids, and his brother Robert is the head of the Golden Tigers. And so Bill is trying to bring down the Golden Tigers. How? I don't know. So he follows a Cynthia, who he knows is a member of the Golden Tiger Female Auxiliary. That is her name. That's what he calls them. I don't know if he's making a joke or what.
I don't know.
And they go to the ever popular abandoned warehouse. I would just put cameras in abandoned warehouses if I was cops, and you catch everybody.
Right. Very good, very good.
Okay. His brother is monologuing, and so I guess it's super easy to get in there.
What's he monologuing about?
He's going to take over all the rackets. We don't know what the rackets are, but they're so
just some kind of racket.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that brings up a question. You're taking over a whole city, which is, I think this is New York City, right?
Sure.
You're taking over these rackets, and what do? You send your toughs out to mug people in their outfits?
Maybe
What
they
are you
did
doing?
it on their own. Maybe they were just doing it on the side.
No, then that shows a lack of discipline. You shouldn't be doing anything like that. You can make more in one racket, like gambling or prostitution, one day than 30 guys can do in a month mugging people. And you're bringing attention to yourself, and gangsters don't want attention. Usually, if they're smart.
Okay, well, it was a mistake.
Yeah. Okay.
Gee, Chris Claremont, know your criminals.
Right.
What I was thinking, like, since the rackets are not specified, what if it's like intellectual property theft or something?
Yeah. Or tearing the tags off mattresses. That's a big thing.
Well, is there money in that?
No. I'm just,
Okay.
there's the rackets are gambling, protection services,
Yeah,
lending
vice,
money, all the vices. So
the drugs, the hose, the
yeah,
drill.
and other things too. Just watch The Sopranos. There's a bunch of stuff. And
Sure.
he even gets into stock trading
Oh.
and stuff. So
Insider trading.
or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So let's see. The bad guy, Robert, he's after Harold Meacham and Joy Meacham.
Now, Harold Meacham took over the Rand Corporation. He's the one who he killed the Rands and he left them for dead so he could take over the company. You remember?
Yep.
Okay.
This is but this is his brother, right, or his son, or because it's not the original.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just remember it was Meacham.
Yeah.
So.
And Joy Meacham is his Harold Meacham's daughter. Ward Meacham is the one who's in charge now. Harold Meacham is dead, I believe.
Oh, okay. And Harold Meacham was the guy who killed
his daughter,
Rands,
Joy
right.
Meacham, wants Iron Fist dead, and she hires this Davos guy to kill him. But she also wants him to go check on Ward Meacham, and he doesn't like that because all he does is killing or something. That's, if you're a tough guy, you do a bunch of stuff.
Well, yeah, but it's like if you're a paid assassin, you don't want somebody to hire you to go spy on somebody. That's lame. I mean, I guess unless you're gonna it's to track him down so you can kill him.
Yeah, something. Maybe. It's so easy for Bill. That is his name, right? To spy on the super secret meeting. He just sneaks in. There it is. He doesn't have to dispatch a guard or anything.
Yeah.
So Cynthia wants, hey, you doing all this racket stuff? I want to be in it too. And the head of the Golden Tiger just slaps her around and just, I don't know.
Yeah, he's keeping his pimp hand strong.
You are to obey my orders and gratify my whims.
Wow.
Yeah. And, yeah, that's
pretty scummy.
Yeah, and pretty stupid because Cynthia's probably will turn against him.
Yeah.
Well, and then someone is right behind Bill. Say, hey, evening, Mr. Howell, looking for your brother? And then we don't know what happens next. Iron Fist goes to his parents' home and has memories. It's real sad.
What did you say in your notes? Marvel mopes?
Yeah, Marvel mopes.
Which I thought was great. Yeah, he remembers, from when he was a kid, his parents were alive in the junk.
Yeah. It's nice. I don't know. Not a bad thing. It's pretty cool. Man, but they do mope. Marvel Comics. And we see the origin story a little bit, and the death of his mother, eaten by wolves, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I mean, dead parents, that is like...
Disney and Marvel and DC, they like that.
Yeah, I mean, for superheroes or, fairy tale stories, like being an orphan, that is the motivation to become a hero.
Yeah. So, we see Davos here and...
Davis?
Davos.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Miss Meacham. What does he have? Oh, he has a snake tattoo. Okay. I thought it was a question mark or something. He's still in the Riddler's Thunder? Man, he won't like that.
Well, what's he going to do?
He'll write a nasty riddle. And that'll be it, boy.
Yeah. So Danny's going to go in civilian clothes to meet with the Meachams. And, of course, his foxy girlfriend, Misty Knight, is with him.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Yeah, he doesn't like the outfit. I mean, he's just wearing a three-piece suit. It's not that bad. But you're not used to it. You used to silk pajamas or whatever they wear.
Yeah.
So, okay. At this time, though, the Golden Tigers are getting ready to attack the same place Iron Fist is going to. Because Iron Fist is trying to get his company back. And here comes the Golden Tigers attacking at the same time.
Wow. And he's in civilian clothes, so he'll have to hold back when they attack him. Which is such a DC Comics keeping my secret identity thing.
Yeah, it's a matter of life and death. Let's just go old Iron Fist. And who cares what I'm wearing?
And of course, this gets abandoned because later in the Heroes for Hire, people know Danny Rand is Iron Fist.
Yeah. Oh, nice thing. A little panel of stairs. We get about 3 flights of stairs and see these people running up, and very cool. Really well done. It shows action going. They're moving on. They're going to attack.
And they kick in the door to the boardroom where
they knocked down an ineffective security guard, and then they come in and they wearing the stupidest mask of all time. Oh my God! It just really
looked cool in shadow when you didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah,
but it is dumb looking.
It looks like something from Instagram with a fake puppy nose. I don't know if you ever seen those.
I've seen those. So you know what it looks like? It looks like a Ben Cooper Halloween mask. You know that company with the really cheap plastic masks?
Yeah.
Okay. Cooper company.
I would just burst out laughing if people came in like that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So, he calls himself Chaka now.
Yeah.
Oh well. And and I'm helpless without my clothes. It's not like a power ring or anything. It's just clothes.
Yeah.
All right. He's got to see to his demands, or one by one, the people at this table at the meeting die.
Yeah. And beware, Misty Knight has a bionic arm.
Oh yes.
So they might beat him. She might beat them up.
Oh well, it looks like the dragon dies at midnight.
Oh, that's for the next issue, which we will not be covering.
Yeah.
This issue was just all right.
Yeah. Well drawn. Pretty cool.
No, John Byrne's great. I'm a big fan of his art.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take a quick promotional break, and when we come back, we'll have Power Man and Iron Fist.
I'm Mike Gillis.
And I'm Casey Dorn, and we want to ask you an important question.
Are you sick and tired of other panel discussion shows wasting your time droning on and on about foreign policy, economics, and human rights?
Or do you want to hear conversations about things that actually matter?
We host a podcast called Radio versus the Martians. Every month we gather a panel of our nation's finest minds and plunge a rusty prison shank into the heart of tough questions that have an impact on the lives of real people like you.
Like, are drivers required to pull over for the Ghostbusters?
Is United Federation of Planets actually an oppressive dictatorship run by guidance counselors?
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger secretly a genius?
And are we being mean when we laugh at movies that are so bad they're good?
So write your congressman and let them know that Radio vs. the Martians is available on iTunes, Stitcher, and on radioversusthemartians.com.
Aquaman and Firestorm fighting crime together. Soak 'em down or burn 'em up. No one does it better. Whenever you find trouble, they'll always be there to catch them in a bubble or even torch their hair. They stand for truth and justice in sea, on land, and air. Firestorm and Aquaman, they make a super pair.
The Fire and Water Podcast, celebrating Aquaman, King of the Seven Seas, and Firestorm, the Nuclear Man.
Available weekly on Aquaman Shrine, Firestorm Fan, and on iTunes and Stitcher.
I'm one of your hosts, the Irredeemable Shag, here to talk about Firestorm. Along with me is my co-host Rob Kelly, here to talk about some guy that talks to fish.
Really? You're going to pull this crap during the promo? Bad enough I have to put up with your shenanigans every week, but...
And we're back. Now, Jeff, we're going to talk about Power Man and Iron Fist number 67, cover dated February of 1981. And according to Mike's Amazing World of Comics, it went on sale November 18th, 1980. Cool cover art penciled by Frank Miller.
Wow.
And inked by Joe Rubenstein.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
So.
This is before Frank Miller was Frank Miller, using air quotes. But I think if he wasn't doing Daredevil yet, it's coming real soon at this point.
Is Frank Miller the greatest living let's see, the most important living comic book artist?
No.
No?
I would say he's one of the more controversial.
Yeah, I mean, but
Because
he
of a lot
really
of his-
changed. His Batman Returns, Batman,
Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Returns is super important.
It is important,
And-
and it's a great work, and it should be examined very carefully, and not just consumed and said, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah.
No, Frank Miller has made an indelible stamp on comics. I don't want to say that he's the most important artist or writer. in comics.
That's right. We got a bunch of people still living.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he is.
Well, he's still living.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah,
and there's a bunch of other people still living.
Yeah, there's a whole
That's
industry
very
of-
important, but
very creative people.
yeah.
But yeah,
Hmm.
it's like there's more than just ice cream and hamburgers.
Yeah,
There's all kinds of other things
Yeah.
you can eat too.
Okay.
So
Well, we see Iron Fist punching because that's what he does.
punching through a wall,
And he has a fist of iron, for crying
not
out loud.
really. It's like the energy of kicking ass or whatever that he summons up and punches through. It's
So
like,
his name is a lie.
well, he's not. It's like his hand isn't made of metal. Okay,
Right,
It's not-
right.
He's not Sarge Steel.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so he's going through a wall trying to save Luke Cage from a crucifix type bondage.
Yeah.
And
And there's a villain in shadow.
he's sitting on a chair saying, "Stop, if you save him, you'll kill us all." So,
I wonder if that's true.
yeah.
So the story in this issue is called Power Men. It was co-plotted by Bob Layton and Mary Jo Duffy. And then Mary Jo wrote the script, penciled by Kerry Gamble, and inked by Ricardo Villamonte. I think the art is good.
Yes.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I love. Okay, the Mediterranean banking has had a Mediterranean banking. Would you put your money into Mediterranean banking? I wonder if it's mob controlled.
I don't know.
I think I'd rather put my money into Clyde and Bonnie Securities or Villager Savings and Loan or something. I was trying to think of something as shady sounding as Mediterranean banking. Nothing wrong with the
Congratulations,
Mediterranean, but it is known for
Yeah.
having mobsters and all.
Yeah.
There are some really cool bad guys. They got really cool weapons, and they are dressed pretty cool.
Well, describe all that cool stuff, please.
The guns are Kirby-esque, and they're really well done and cool looking. The outfits, they're like motorcycle outfits, but about motorcycle outfits, and they look really nice. So,
Yeah.
and but they're carrying comic book bags of money.
Yeah.
That always amuses me. Heroes for Hire looks kind of ridiculous compared to them.
Yeah.
So, Iron Man. Oh no, excuse me.
Iron Fist.
Man. No, not even Iron Fist. Luke Cage.
There we go.
I don't think he's called Power Man in the whole thing.
But he is Power Man.
I know, but no one ever mentions Power Man. It's always Luke.
Yeah.
And he's saying, well, after we knock off these guys, let's go for a movie. Which is, kind of cocky.
I think it's fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it. So,
Yeah.
and they go in, they start kicking butt,
Yeah.
and they're shooting at Luke Cage, and they're shooting so much at him, he's hurting.
Yeah, it hurts. I mean, it's not like wounding him, but he feels the bullets and stuff.
Yeah. So he gets, I better stop this. So he punches all three guys shooting at him and knocks them. Now we have this.
What you called it a couple weeks ago, the Bob Frank effect.
The Bob Frank.
You just said it. You want to know what it's called? You just pull.
Oh,
the name,
yeah.
you pull the name out of thin air.
Yeah. Mhm.
I was like, for now, we'll call it the Bob Frank effect.
Okay.
And
And it's,
it's awesome. Luke Cage,
Yeah.
or Iron Fist doing flips.
yeah. And man, it looks really cool fight scene.
Yeah, Luke throws a desk at all these guys.
Yeah, and it
which
works
is-
great.
Yeah.
Right, wouldn't you love to be able to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then suddenly, the hostages at the bank get up, and they're the bad guys, and they start throwing gas around.
Surprise! It's a foolie.
Yeah.
But man, a double blind robbery?
Yeah, that's kind of clever.
Yeah, I thought that was really rad.
So what they were doing is laying a trap for them, apparently.
Yeah.
And a really, really, really well done one at that.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool. this is the opposite of cliche.
Yeah.
And
I love being surprised.
yeah,
And
it
not
surprised
being
me.
surprised how something stupid something is, which
Yeah.
is happening less and less. But it's really, wow, I did not see that coming, and I love that. I don't like watching previews of movies
trailers.
I'm watching, or something that, I hate it when I know what's going to happen. I love the effect of being surprised, because it happens so rarely nowadays. I know you watch a preview and you know the whole plot. I knew exactly what was going to happen in Avatar, the movie. I knew everything.
But
There's not one surprise in the whole thing, except that, I like the bad guys better than the good guys, because they're less annoying.
Avatar, the planet with the blue people.
Yeah.
It was like, well, if you saw Fern Gully or Dances with Wolves, it's like,
Mhm.
oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah. But the latest Star Wars movies, I was surprised at some of the things that happened, and I was happy by that.
Yeah.
The prequels, I was surprised how bad it was.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible. But boy, the two most recent Star
Yeah.
Wars films are great.
Yeah, they had some surprising things, and it was really cool. And I like that. And sort of, and you see so many movies and all that stuff, and it's hard to surprise me. And read a lot of books, and I did not see this coming. This is cool.
I think it may be a better film. I think Rogue One may be a better film, or in the artsy fartsy sense, than Force Awakens.
I thought The Force Awakens was too much Star Wars past.
Oh, 1977
yeah.
Star
I
Wars.
mean, let's have another Death Star. No, I do not want another Death Star.
We've already had two of them. Come on.
And actually, that second one was almost too much. And there's a lot of little things they did, and they wanted to say, hey, the real Star Wars is back. They did too much of that, though.
Yeah.
And
I think it really felt like Star Wars in the right way, in a way that the prequels didn't.
right.
And so I forgive it for its excesses.
I do too. I think, I enjoyed it. I'm glad they made it, and hope if the other one is as good, or the next one's coming on is as good, that's fine. Rogue One was wonderful. I didn't see a lot of stuff coming. It's not, none of them as good as the originals, but they will do. And which is something the prequels did not.
Yeah,
So,
those films are really terrible. And these two, they're worthy successors, I feel.
yes.
So, hey, back to Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
Okay, so they're being gassed, our heroes, and they're still fighting, but it doesn't work. So
Yeah, Iron Fist holds off. He holds his breath and is able to fight the bad guys somewhere.
Yeah. I guess, Luke Cage is not immune to gas. He's just immune to being punched and shot. So,
And even with the mystical powers of Kung Fu, Iron Fist also can be gassed.
yeah. So Iron Fist is awakened. If I was a supervillain, I'd be shooting when the good guys are incapacitated. I'd be shooting them in the head, make sure they're dead, and chop off their head, burn it. I would make dang sure. And, use their skulls to hold my liquor or something.
Wow.
I would make dang sure
That is-
they're dead.
That is super dark, Jeff.
Yeah, but
Mysterio, you are not.
right. But if I'm going to be a supervillain, the good guys are going to die, and if they are in my powers, they are dead. Then I'm not going to put them in this wacky a machine that will kill them later, and then walk out and then leave an ineffective guard there. I'm going to make sure it's done myself. I ain't going to look at it or do it myself. I'm not going to just hang around. And
that is a weird trope. Okay,
Yeah, it
and I
is.
want to examine this because the villain is being foiled by heroes.
Mhm.
They get in the way, and so they truss them up into some elaborate death trap,
right,
and then leave to go complete their plan. After they tell them the whole plan,
yeah,
and they don't wait around to see them dead because they're very busy with the main plan, which usually consists of stuff they've already set up, and they just have to press the button and then gloat.
right,
Like, you got time to stand around and watch them die.
right.
You
Mhm.
know?
Exactly. And there's a reason for this. If they acted like this, it'd be done. Hey, end of Heroes for Hire. They're both dead.
But also, this trope is this self-defeating stuff that supervillains do. It's
Yeah.
so interesting. The supervillain is
Yeah.
such an interesting character type.
hmm
And there are types within it, of course, but
Yeah, and there's actually a whole list of things that evil warlords should do or not do, and it's hilarious, but they're enjoyable and all that. But it's a comic book world, and we want our heroes to be back next issue.
We sure do. So Iron Fist wakes up in the hospital.
No, in a police infirmary, which I did not know existed.
Oh yeah, sorry, I made a mistake.
Yeah, don't let it happen again.
Okay, jeez.
So
there's a great panel of him passed out on a pile of money with comic book, cartoon money bags.
Yeah, and the guy doesn't even want to get the money. I'd be getting the money too. Why not?
Yeah.
You might need,
You didn't stick around to kill the heroes. Why not take the money?
Yeah, or do both.
Yeah.
I love the waking up scene. We're from Iron Fist perspective, and it's very blurry. Then it gets less blurry, and it's not blurry, but it's everyone's shooting. The color is white.
It's a triptych of 3 panels that show of getting him regaining consciousness and then blurry to clear. It's really effective.
Mm-hmm.
Totally sells it. You see this in movies a lot too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In that last issue, that Iron Fist issue,
mm-hmm.
there was a scene of him remembering memories and stuff. In movies, you'll see the now self watching
mm-hmm.
The flashback take place in front of them,
mm-hmm.
your young self running through the halls that you're standing in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a trope of movies, and who did it first, comics or movies?
Probably movies. Movies predate comic books.
Yeah,
and probably there's not much we see in movies that wasn't done by D.W. Griffith or Orson Welles. There's not much except for CGI.
D.W. Griffith is a character in this comic book issue.
He is?
Not the filmmaker D.W. Griffith, but he's a friend of Luke's.
Oh, well, that's got to be.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, hey, here's a cool house ad for
Captain Universe.
Yeah, this is a Steve Ditko creation that came out of the Micronauts. And then Captain Universe was like a cosmic entity that bounced around and possessed different people temporarily. And they would have this cosmic power.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool thing. You see Captain Universe, and he's surrounded by regular Joes.
Yeah.
And Jills.
And what a Steve Ditko concept. I'm sure he used it as a platform for certain aspects of his philosophy, which is fine. That's what you should do with your art.
As long as it doesn't mess with the art.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so
Iron Fist is talking to his pal,
and Luke is
to Barney
missing.
Miller.
Yeah, Luke's missing.
Yeah.
Actually, does look like Barney Miller, except he's got darker hair.
Yeah.
So he goes. Iron Fist gets better. He goes back to the apartment, and Misty's there, and we don't know where Luke is.
Yeah, Colleen Wing also is there. She's Misty's partner in crime fighting and detecting and stuff. Cool. Colleen Wing is a samurai gal. Yeah.
Oh, D.W. Griffith is this hippie dude.
Yeah. He's a friend who works at a movie theater, I think.
Yeah, and he's trying to... So he wants to, hey, I can help find Luke too. But he doesn't do nothing except for hang around Iron Fist while Iron Fist asks questions.
Yeah, so there's a great montage of Iron Fist, Misty, and Colleen going around town trying to find Luke. There's one great panel where Misty and Colleen are talking to, looks like Huggy Bear, from Starsky and Hutch, who is a pimp, and a bevy of comic book prostitutes.
Yeah, who really like Luke.
Yeah.
Hope nothing happened to him. It'd be such a waste. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
And they even meet some gang members who rather have him dead.
Right.
And so they look, and I don't know this character. Let's see.
He looks like Fat Albert from the Cosby Kids, only with big Coke bottle glasses.
Yeah.
They call him like Gizmo or something.
Gadget Man.
Gadget Man. So I'm not familiar with that character.
Yeah,
so.
And he meets this model and no go.
Yeah, where could Luke be? Captured by supervillainy.
Yeah. So we see Iron Fist in agony because he can't find him. He's almost giving up, and we see his eyes looking over. Well, he doesn't really see it or doesn't know it exists.
He's retelling Luke's origin.
That's right.
Which is cool.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. That's actually, I don't think I've seen his origin out of the TV show.
Oh, outside of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the TV show is pretty faithful, I feel. I've seen it a couple times in comics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have not read, like, boatloads of Luke Cage or Iron Fist comics. Just drips and drabs, really. But I've enjoyed them whenever I do pick them up. So,
Okay.
whee!
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, Iron Fist is really, go back to him, he's really giving up. And then Luke Cage wakes up and he's tied in a cross-like position, which is on purpose, I'm sure.
Yeah. One plot element to remember, Iron Fist visits the home of the scientist in prison who gave Luke the powers.
Oh, that's right. Burstein.
Yeah, Dr. Burstyn. Remember, like, the actress Ellen Burstyn?
Spelled differently. It might be Steen. I think
it probably is Steen. Okay.
And the doctor is out for a week or so.
Yeah, because he's on honeymoon. He met like
swinging seniors cruises.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. It's
Yeah,
nice
it
that
is.
people late in life can find romance.
Yeah. Okay, so Luke sees he sees that he's tied up, and then he sees this guy on a chair, and he says, "Why do you act like you recognize me? I don't know you." But he's in the shadow, so he can't see them.
Yeah, and we'll get a reveal on who that is momentarily.
Yeah. So Iron Fist is looking through some papers, and he sees the Mediterranean Banking Board of Directors has John Bushmaster.
And John Bushmaster was a character who appeared in some earlier issues of Luke Cage, I think. I've read at least that issue because I remember Misty Knight going undercover and trying to get information on Bushmaster by buttering up to him on his ship. I read that.
Yeah. A Bushmaster is a snake.
Yeah.
In South America. Its poison isn't so bad, but the thing about it, it gives a lot of poison. So it makes up for it. So that's interesting.
So it's very poisonous, but it's the quantity, not the
quality.
Deadliness.
Quantity has a quality all its own. Yeah, it's an old military axiom.
Oh.
So Bushmaster, we see him drinking with Misty, and became more than friends. And he does the same experiment that Luke Cage did, and becomes super powerful. And he's got a great outfit. I love his outfit.
Yeah, it is rad looking. Great costume for a villain who doesn't really stick around.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it looks great.
Yeah.
And he's got like some he's got shades that make him look like Bootsy Collins.
Not as Bootsy has some wild shades.
But you know what I mean. That's like kind of the vibe we're going for here.
But then the chemical tank explodes, and they thought he died, but well, it was a comic book death.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the Bushmaster, him getting the powers, he got the same powers as Luke, but the process is somehow slowly killing and petrifying his body, which is not happening to Luke.
Yeah, it's meddling his body. It's turning into an unliving metal.
Yeah, he's becoming immobile.
Yeah. So Iron Fist figures out it's Bushmaster.
Yeah.
Then we go to a wonderful panel.
Yeah.
Luke Cage being in the Christ figure, crucifix. Really well done. I like that.
Yeah. You know, I really enjoy Kerry Gammel's art. I don't know why he didn't become like a bigger deal.
Yeah, maybe.
His art is beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's still around.
So, there's Mr. Dr. Burstein. And we still don't know who the bad guy is yet, but he goes into the light, and then we find out it's the Bushmaster.
Yeah. And so Bushmaster, he's holding Dr. Burstyn's wife hostage. And unless he goes along with the plan, his henchmen are going to kill the wife. And the plan is to siphon off Luke Cage's power to fix Bushmaster and to kill Luke.
This is important. they're monitoring our activities. The guy's looking after his wife,
Yeah.
and Mrs. Bernstein. And if they get any hint that something has happened, your bride will be no more than a sad memory.
Yikes.
Well, a nice overview of the chemical tank, which is T-shaped.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't figure out how they figured out that Bushmaster was on a boat. I didn't get
He was
that.
on a boat before. That's his MO.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they figure out which boat it is and all that. So, Iron Fist goes off alone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I don't know why Colleen and Misty don't go.
yeah. So, Luke is being lowered into the vat,
Yeah.
and what really cool looking. Very
Yeah, it
cool.
looks, and there's a whole big panel just of him in pain.
Yeah.
Like the whole half the panel is taken up by the sound effect of him in agony.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Iron Fist gets on the boat, kicks some butt, and then destroys the radio tower. And that's
So the
very-
villains can't radio for
for
reinforcements.
assistance. Yeah, but also that means that Mrs. Bernstein is in trouble now, because the next panel says, "Oh, we lost contact." Wonder what that means. So is she going to die or not? We
Right.
don't
Well,
know.
they're waiting for a signal from Bushmaster though to kill her.
Yeah. Or if they don't hear anything, any kind of hint, oh, something's gone wrong. Bang,
We don't know.
Okay. Iron Fist comes and he talks to Bushmaster and
And
Bernstein, and they both beg him not to stop the process, but Iron Fist gets mad, and his
He says,
fist is glowing.
I do what I want.
Yeah,
Hey, cool house ad for Doctor Strange
yeah. there it
by
is.
who's the creative team? It says Frank Miller,
Wow.
Roger Stern and Frank Miller. So written by Roger Stern and Frank Miller on art. I think this is not a lengthy run.
Yeah, pretty cool looking though.
Yeah, no, great.
Wow. And Iron Fist punches the device, and wham.
Yeah, it's a big machine. It blows up real good.
Yeah. Okay, so Bushmaster says, well, we can't do it. We can't do the experiment again, so we're all going to die. I'm going to die, so I'm going to take you with me. And his hand reaches for the lever that blows up the ship, and it stops.
Because he is become petrified by the process that gave him
Mhm.
superpowers.
Yeah, or solidified, or metallified, or I don't know what
Yeah.
the word. So,
Comic book science has taken place.
yes. Okay. So they get Luke out, and here comes the guards. And I guess they heard the commotion.
Yeah.
And they're shooting like crazy. And we see a wonderful death, and it is a non-comic book death, a Bushmaster,
Yeah,
falling apart, and that's pretty cool.
yeah. There's no way he's coming back from this.
And he doesn't, from what I know. His son or brother becomes Bushmaster.
Oh, okay.
So,
I think the other Bushmaster, there's a Bushmaster who's in this the Serpent Society, who is a villain with like a snake body and like claw hands.
cool.
He is cool. He is also a black guy, and there's also, I want to say it's Bushmaster or something like that, who is a different guy altogether, who is an enemy of Moon Knight. But I've not read that much Moon Knight, so I don't know.
Okay, we have a Twinkie alert.
Oh, good. Daredevil versus Johnny Punk.
Yeah. So, Johnny Punk is going to enslave a crowd of punk rockers, and what a worthless group of people to enslave. You might as well just do hippies or hipsters or something. But I like punk music. But
I do too. But I like hippie music too. But
yeah, I do too. So.
yeah. See, there you go.
But I like making fun of both.
I know you do. But so, what does Daredevil do?
Oh, what can you do? He doesn't like the music at all. So he his radar senses that there's enough electric potential to do what do the plan.
Yeah.
And so he throws Hostess fruit pies. And it works. It'd be great if it didn't work one time or something like
Like, dude, I don't want that. And then, like, then
Man, what do you think? I'm stupid? I don't like those things. They're gross. It's fattening. I'm watching my waist.
Yeah.
And but they seem pretty happy about getting captured and eating the fruit pies, the bad guys do. And Johnny Punk is wearing, Punk is whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. But he's wearing a suit.
Yeah.
And he has a green mohawk.
Yeah.
And he's clean shaven.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. It's funny.
And but we don't see, Daredevil does not partake of the real fruit filling and a light flaky crust. So
he's missing out.
I like him. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we have one more page of our actual story.
Mm-hmm. Luke gets shot and it bleeds. So,
but he doesn't have time to bleed.
That's right. So what does this mean? Has he lost his power?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's comic book power loss, like he gets it back.
Yeah.
Temporary effects of the machine. Or Dr. Burston has to put him through it again.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Mrs. Burston lives.
Yeah. He gets shot in the shoulder, and that happens in the movies a lot, but getting shot in the shoulder is a bad thing. Can you imagine going through the rib cage, your shoulder blade busted, which is hard to mend.
Yeah.
Getting close to a lot of vital organs and arteries, so it looks good. Oh, just a shoulder wound, but yeah, it's one of the worst to get.
Yeah, I think being shot in general is not a positive thing.
I would not recommend it.
Yeah.
But man, it's pretty cool. Not a bad. It's a great idea for a team.
Yeah.
Power Man and Iron Fist. I do not like the name Power Man. Luke Cage is fine.
Yeah. Okay, but I like this though because you get the street smart, jive talking, awesome blaxploitation hero who everybody loves.
Yeah.
And then you get the kind of square, Far Eastern, not hip to modern society guy.
Yeah, and wrapped up in this blonde guy. So which is kind of odd too.
It's great.
Yeah. And he does say Christmas.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this was pretty fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I really hope that the Iron Fist show was good. And if not, oh well, we still have comic books.
Yes, we do.
Anyway, Comic Reflections is recorded in Portland, Oregon, and produced by Sean Roof. Until next time.
We'll see you in the funny pages.
Stop and listen! Stop and listen to me! Listen! Listen! Listen to me! They're not human! Everyone! They're here already! You're next!
November 4th, 1988. Earth is invaded by an alien alliance composed of several species, including the Dominators, the Khunds, the Tanagarians, and the Durlans. And they want our superheroes. Even though Australia has been decimated, the United Nations response is unequivocal. Drop dead. First Strike, the Invasion podcast, takes you back to that moment in time and covers the entire Invasion DC Comics crossover. Issue by issue, tie-in by tie-in. Join Bass and Siskoid at fireandwaterpodcast.com or on iTunes. First Strike, the Invasion podcast, a proud member of the Fire and Water Podcast Network. Remember, Melbourne.
Batman Nightcast, a thrilling new podcast from the Fire and Water Podcast Network, hosted by Ryan Daly
and Chris Franklin. Nightcast chronicles the Cape Crusaders' adventures in Batman and Detective Comics after Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Highlights from this legendary era include
Batman number 400,
Legends,
Mike Barr and Alan Davis,
Batman Year 1,
Batman Year 2,
Max Allan Collins,
the
new Jason Todd, Millennium?
You're not doing this right. Let me take over. Alan Grant and Norm Brayfogle.
Alan Grant from Jurassic Park?
Did you hear me say Norm freaking Brayfogle?
Oh, yeah.
Son of the Demon.
The Killing Joke.
A Death in the Family.
Batman Year 3.
A Lonely Place of Dying.
Alan Grant, Alan Davis, Max Allan Collins. Why are there so many people named Alan from this era of Batman?
The Rise of Tim Drake.
Legends of the Dark Knight.
And that's just up until 1989.
Did anything exciting happen with Batman after that?
You'll have to tune in to find out.
Batman Nightcast, part of the Fire and Water Podcast Network.
Find it on iTunes and at fireandwaterpodcast.com.
Oh, we forgot to mention your favorite issue, when Batman fires Dick Grayson.
You want to find another co-host?